Okay, section 7.6. We're looking at two lines and a transversal, just like the last section, except now the two lines are going to be parallel. In any case, let's just do a little review. So it says in the try these, name a pair of opposite angles. So when you have two lines that intersect, remember that opposite angles don't touch each other. So 2 and 4 or 1 and 3. Then name a pair of adjacent supplementary angles. So that means they add to 180. So that straight line, we could say 3 and 4. On the other side, we could say 1 and 2. Or we could actually use the other line here and go 2 and 3 or 1 and 4. Lots of choices. Okay, here's a map of northern Alberta showing the highway 56 here and highway 854 here are parallel. So basically put arrows on them. I just did a quick, actually I'll erase that because they weren't, my lines weren't that straight. So I'll do this arrowhead and this arrowhead here, meaning those are parallel. It says highway 13 intersects both of them. So that's a transversal. Okay. So name a pair of corresponding angles labeled on the diagram. So remember, corresponding angles form an F. So you might want to rotate your book or your paper. I can't rotate it here for you, but if I draw basically an F here, okay, so there's the transversal, there's the lines to make an F, then corresponding angles, that and that would be corresponding. So 4 and 8. Or upside down F, so if I did this and this way to here, then 1 and 5. Or I could do the other way. Let's do purple. So there's a backwards F that way. So 3 and 7. Or yellow I'll do would be backwards this way, and it would be 6 and 2. Okay. Compare the measures of the corresponding angles in each pair. What do you notice? Well, you could get a protractor out, but they are parallel to each other. And so really, if we were to cut out this portion and just move it on top here, this angle 4 and 8 would be equal to each other. Okay, in an F, that has to happen. Now, normally with an F, oops, let me change the color. It would be at 90 degrees, right? When you draw an F, those would be 90 degrees. But it doesn't, in this case, it's not necessarily 90, but they are equal. So they are equal. So corresponding angles are equal. Okay. Then name the pairs of alternate angles. Interior we'll start with. Okay, so I'm going to just erase what I have here. Okay, and then that was kind of, we used the letter Z to help us. So I just need to close that out, sorry. So I'll use blue, so Z here, 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 and that means this angle is equal to this, or those are alternate interior, and they are going to be equal to each other. So 3 and 5. And as well, we could do the other way. We could go Z, kind of a funny looking backwards one, and 6 and 4 are equal. Then alternate exterior angles. They're exterior to the parallel lines. So that's going to be 8, okay, and over here 2. So you kind of have to draw that transversal a little further, and then on the outside the parallel on alternate sides, so 2 and 8, and then 1 and 7. And those ones are going to be equal as well. Okay, so those are equal. Oh, sorry, it keeps skipping here. Okay, so alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, and then alternate exterior angles. Oops, I forgot the E. Angles are equal. Okay. So let's take a look. Continuing, measure angle 4 and 5, the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. What do you notice? So 4 and 5, we take a look here. Okay, so here. So I'm just going to erase this again. So we're going to look at angle 4 and angle 5. So I can't really measure with the protractor. You could check it out, but what you'll notice, remember that 4 is equal to 6 because they are alternate interior angles. So this is really equal to 4 is equal to 6. And so this is a straight line. And remember, a straight line that's split into two angles will form supplementary angles, means they add to 180. So that means this angle here and this one add to 180. And then similarly, 3 and 6 angles will add to 180. So what do you notice? They add to 180. And sometimes we call that the C rule. So if you take a look back at the diagram, then if I use blue here, with that parallel and the transversal in this one, kind of forms a C, okay, with square sides. And again, that's if you turn it so your parallel sides are parallel to you. Right now they're vertical. This would be a C going the other way. So if you can find a C, the angles inside the C are supplementary, add to 180. Measure the exterior angles 1 and 8 on the same side of the transversal. What do you notice? So 1 and 8. Okay, let me clear this again. Okay, 1 and 8 on the same side of the transversal. Well, think about that. Angle 1 is the same as angle 5 because of the F rule, the corresponding angles. So if those are the same, then 1 and 8 add to 180 as well. So they add to 180. Okay, and then it says, question, how can you determine if Range Road 183 is parallel to Highway 854? So where's 183? Let me just clear this again. So we want to check out if this is parallel to this. So take a look. We would have to do some measuring. If we could figure out if this was the same as angle 5, if they were equal, then these highways would be equal. Or if this angle and angle 6 added to 180, then they would be parallel. If this angle equaled this angle here, then they would be parallel. So there's a few different ways of doing it. So are the measures of the corresponding angles equal? So here you would need to get a protractor out. It looks like they are. So if they're equal, then the roads must be parallel. Then it says, what is the relationship between corresponding angles and parallel lines? If a pair of corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. Or if the lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. Then alternate interior, interior or exterior angles. If a pair of alternate angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. Or if the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles are equal. So it's a vice versa situation. We call it a biconditional state. What is the relationship between interior angles and parallel lines? So if a pair of interior angles are supplementary, so they add to 180, although technically supplementary should share a side, but I think that's what they're looking for, then the lines are parallel. Or if the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles are, I'm going to change that, angles add to 180. Oh, just a sec. Yeah, they've made a mistake here. Yeah, so we're going to fix this last part up. So you can see, I think they copied out from the last one. And then we're going to say here, if the lines are parallel, then the interior angles add to 180. Degrees. Okay. All right, at the intersection of 854 and Highway 13, there are two pairs of opposite angles. What can you say about the measures of opposite angles? Well, remember, measures of opposite angles, they are equal. Oops. Opposite angles are equal in measure, whatever the angle is. Okay, so that ends this section 7.6.